Hi guys, today I am going to be cooking my favorite, which is green beans with bacon, with potatoes, all the good stuff that goes in it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start off cooking 3 slices of bacon. I'm going to put that on the grill. And that's a griddle. So go ahead and do that. I'm gonna let that cook. Okay guys, meanwhile, while that is cooking, I'm gonna chop up this half of onion I have here. Go ahead and give this a chop. And what I'll do is I like to chop mine in like moon slices. So I'm gonna just go down, just chop it just like this. Give a little texture to our beans. I'll turn this backwards because that's how I cut it. Alright, and so my onion is chopped up. What I'm doing is going to just break this all up, just like this. Break my moon slices up. Meanwhile, we're going to go check on our bacon. Should be ready to turn. Okay, we got our onions ready. Alright guys, so bacon is cooking. It wants to curl up on me now. Okay. I'm gonna get it nice and brown. This is a thick slice of bacon. I love the thick slice. So go ahead and let it brown. That's what's more important to me than anything, is that it's nice and brown. And once it's brown, then I'm gonna take it out, let it drain, and we're gonna use it for our green beans. So meanwhile, let's get our green beans together. And see what I'm doing? I am trying to make sure that those, if you got it cooking even like I want this brown, I just kind of lay it on the grill, raise this up because this is already brown. It's a little trick you can do, like a little loop. And then we're gonna flip it over and get the other side. So we're gonna let that sit for a minute, then we're gonna lift it like that and do the other side. That way we'll have it all nice and brown and even. That's what we want. We just want it even. Alright guys, so I have here some French cut green beans. What I did was I dumped them. I took them out, maybe let them thaw a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is just kind of rinse them a little bit. Got a little ice still on them. Just rinse, and I took it off. Oh, I don't want to lose no beans. But yeah, that's French cut. It's just a bean that's they slice and chop. So yeah, there we go. Just kind of want to let the water run through them. And I'm going to go ahead on and get ready to cook them. Okay guys, so now we are ready to start cooking. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take say that those green beans is probably about a pound of green beans frozen. So you can always double what you want. I am going to pour a little bit of that bacon oil in the pot. Okay, just a little. And we're going to just kind of move it around. We're gonna let our pot get hot, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna saute our onions. Those onions that we moon cut shape, we're gonna go ahead and saute those in there. So just let my bacon grease warm up here. I want to add them to a cold pot. I didn't want to add them the grease while the pot was hot. So now we hear it, right? Sizzling and popping because it got a little water in there. We didn't dry this pot out. And we're gonna go ahead and add those onions. Now, in the past, to be honest with you, I used to add my onions and bacon together, but what I found out is the sugar from the onions would make the bacon like almost burn. So you can do that, but you have to cook it real slow. But I just want the flavor from the bacon, right? So that is why I'm taking a little bit of that oil from the bacon, and I'm gonna go ahead on and saute my onions in here. I want them to caramelize. I do want that sugar out of those onions. And so we're gonna bring it a little further in, that way you can see what's going on here. So we're gonna turn them down a little bit, because what we want it to do is just cook nice and slow, releasing all that flavor and definitely all that sweetness of this onion. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I love to add my cracked pepper at this point to my onions. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of cracked pepper to those onions, okay? Let them lay flat so they can hit the bottom of that bacon grease. And you see I do not have a lot of bacon grease. That just came on in cracking. Okay. That's good for right now, baby. Thank you. All right. So, we're going to go ahead on and they're already sweating, starting to glisten. I want to move them around because I want them to release all that flavor. And I'm going to tell you, what you can do to make this really cook good, guys, keep your fire to medium-low. It really just kind of helps it to release slowly. Okay, hubby, you want to do this? All right, guys, so at this point, you see how they're starting to sweat? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just kind of break my bacon up in it. Just like that. Okay, so we got it all nice and crumbled in there. You don't want to do it too small, and you don't want to do it too big. Just nice size, because it's gonna cook down. That looks delish. There's so much you can add at this point. You can even add a little parsley, other herbs. You can add some green onions. I love green onions. They're more savory. I love a yellow onion because it's nice and sweet, and it's great for green beans. But you can also chop a little green onion in there as well. All right. Now, I think we got that cooked down pretty good. So we're gonna now add in our green beans. Yeah, I must share a secret. My favorite green beans are whole green beans. I think I got these because they were out of whole green beans, and I just wanted so bad to have some green beans. So at this point, now we're going to add our water. We're going to put a little water in at a time. We're not going to put a whole lot of water in. So I'm going to start up, and I'm going to turn my fire up because these beans are cold, so it's bringing the temperature down. I'm going to turn that up, and we're going to start probably with about a half a cup. Maybe less than that. I'm going to see. I have to see first. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my water in. Just want that water to sit at the bottom. If I need more, I'll get more later. Okay. Yeah, we could put a little bit more in here. So I guess for this pound of beans, or half a cup, is fine. And I am going to add my seasonings as well. And my seasons is gonna be, I'm gonna add my Tony Saturated seasoning in here. And remember, everything is a little at a time. Now remember, I'm only adding a little bit because I can always add more after I taste it. I'm gonna add that. I'm still bringing my heat back up because the beans cooled it down. So we're gonna just put that in. And I'm gonna also put a splash of vinegar. And when I say a splash of vinegar, it's gonna be white vinegar. Okay guys, so we're gonna add a splash of vinegar, and if it's hard if you do a splash, then just take a little bit in the top. Put it in the top, put it to that first line in the top, the first groove, and pull it in. That's a splash. Okay, so we got vinegar in there. We're gonna go ahead and get that stirred in. You see it simmering again. Okay. So at this point, you can add your potato in if you want to dice you up some potatoes in your beans. I think I'm gonna keep mine since these are not whole beans. I'm gonna just and it's the French cut. I'm just gonna let it cook with just the onions. Normally with the whole beans, I love to eat those with the potatoes. But if you want to, at this point, you can take your potato, you can dice it up. And not too small because you want it to steam where it be bite-sized. You don't want it to cook down and mush up your beans. So you want to kind of chop them up in nice little, I would take a whole potato, cut it in half, and then take the half and cut it into a quarter. And then we're going to just take our top. We're going to let this simmer and cook down, guys, and we'll be back. At this point, we're going to kind of turn our fire down a little low because it's already simmering. So I'm going to turn it low, and I will be back, and I will check on them in a few minutes. All right, guys, our green beans are ready, and they are ready to be served. Nice and tender and very tasty.